I am here with John Hammitt. He is the Global Director at HITLAB, overseeing the Innovation Summit this year. John, really good to see you.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So tell me, as we get ready to wrap things up here, what have you heard? What have you noticed? What are the things that you're following that really interest you?
Well, there's so much going on, it's hard to distill it into a short conversation. So,
right.
We could have this over cocktails and I could entertain you all night.
It would actually be better, but we'll settle for this setting right now.
But the important thing is that the HITLAB summits bring together people from across the ecosystem. That's a strange word, but the ecosystem of healthcare. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we bring entrepreneurs, we bring founders, we bring passionate people who are trying to change the world. And are struggling for a way to get some footing. We have life science companies who are big and have already got an engine of producing solutions. So we've got providers who are the ones who deliver healthcare. We've got payers who underwrite the cost of healthcare. We've got people who represent patient advocacy. And so it's essentially a microcosm of the world of healthcare that we live in. Mm-hmm. And they come together here to talk to each other and to hear from each other. And in that process, we believe we're creating sparks of innovation. That's why we call it the Innovator Summit. It's a place where people can become more enthused about what they want to do or get an idea to do something they hadn't thought about before.
It's interesting, the atmosphere, and this is the third one for me and many more for you. But this keeps coming back in the chats that we're having here in the conversation station, is that, I thought it would be more competitive among people, that, yep. That I would have to be on my guard. And what people are finding is there is help in right. this place. And not only that, there are people that will root for you and pull you hard and mentor you right. and offer you advice. Right.
Well, and that's the case. I mean, it's become a bit of a cliche, but it takes a village. Has been around now for 30 years as a point of view, cultural point of view, political point of view. But the point is, HITLAB is the reality. Mm-hmm. Success in healthcare and success in innovation in healthcare is not a point solution. It requires somebody who has the passion to produce a result to cooperate with all the other participants, because at the end of the day, if it doesn't work in healthcare, there's an immune system that'll make it go away.
Right.
And for it to work, it can't work standalone. It's got to be something that's useful for a payer. It's got to be something that produces an effective outcome for a patient. It's got to be something that you can make money with. It's got to have a business model. Mm-hmm. It's got to be innovative and effectively demonstrates a new way of solving a problem. And so that doesn't happen individually. It happens in the collective of the community. And that's right. why I think you get a sense of we're all here to make a difference, as opposed to pick me first.
Right. Yeah. But there are things that happen here that really don't happen other places. This matchmaking that takes place behind the scenes.
Right.
You build a relationship with HITLAB and the team as an entrepreneur or an innovator, or as somebody with money, or somebody from big pharma, or whatever it is, right. and then the staff can find a need and find somebody who can help fulfill that right. need and put those people in a way that doesn't happen a lot of other places.
Right. Well, I think it's a reflection of the belief and the values of HITLAB. I mean, HITLAB's been around for 25 years. We're the kind of quiet company who has been successful without celebrating it and trying to illuminate it ourselves. Mm-hmm. And what we found is that first, our job is to help people be successful.
Right.
To take what we know or what we can find through research and make it useful to you in your journey, number one. Number two, because we have tens of thousands, some would say hundreds of thousands of points of contact, we can effectively take your idea, say, you know what, you really ought to talk to these other 3 organizations or these 2 people who have either had an experience that would complement yours, or that you could kind of create a synergy, an opportunity to kind of expand both successes more quickly. Mm-hmm. And so we see ourselves as both researchers and consultants, but more importantly, matchmakers. Mm-hmm. And that's part of what we do at the summit as well. We try to effectively curate the ability of people to talk to one another, and we encourage that.
Right.
So
you have some of the titans in the healthcare health information technology areas that are regular attenders. They're on your
Right.
advisory board,
Right.
and I think the thing that I keep coming back to, and especially new attendees, is just how approachable everybody is.
Yeah.
And that you don't get that everywhere.
Well, I think first it reflects the nature of the lab and the nature of our reputation, but it also reflects the fact that people go to where they want to be respected and where they want to effectively feel fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is not a competitive situation. It's not how do I behave here with you because I don't trust you.
Right.
This is a place of trust and credibility and underlying value of cooperation. And I think that's why you find it. It's self-selecting in a way. I mean, we've been doing this for a decade.
Yeah.
So, the institution the institution of the summit has a reputation for that. HITLAB has a reputation for that. So I think the participants reflect that.
Mm-hmm. I was greatly encouraged to see a fairly substantial number of young people here. Mm-hmm. There are scholarships available. There are ways for them to come in and attend and figure out where it is on their educational or professional journey that they want to go. And this has proven to be fertile ground for a lot of them.
Well, I had a conversation with somebody who is a student for a master's in public health. And one of the first questions she asked was, how did you get here?
Uh-huh.
And I said, I didn't get here by planning it. I got here by accident.
Right.
We start our life, with a certain amount of ambition and enthusiasm and commitment, and we see the future with a laser-like focus. And that's not life. I mean, life presents you with opportunities to change direction.
Right.
It presents you with unexpected new paths, doors open and close. And so part of what we ought to do is encourage people to have a passion for what they know and believe in, but be prepared that something unexpected will happen. Because at the end of the day, I'm here as a result of dozens of unexpected experiences in my life.
Right.
It wouldn't have gotten me here otherwise.
That's true. Last year at the conference a year ago, I remember the talk about AI was mostly about its potential. And we come just 1 year,
Right.
and now we're talking about agentive AI and adding virtual team members to your group and
Right.
the strides that have been made in just a year. This is a really exciting space.
It very much is. And, to me, there's a bit of a dissonance in the AI world right now. There's the enthusiasm about what's possible, and we can imagine because it's now touchable, it's real, you can play with it, and so you see the emerging opportunity. But there's the unfortunate economic reality that somebody's got to make money.
Isn't that the truth?
And it's still not clear how AI as a capability with a number of different players are all going to make money when they've got huge market caps, number one. So, what's the business model for monetizing the capability of AI? And then secondly, assuming that we survive that gauntlet, then the next thing we've got to figure out is how does AI get packaged in unique ways of more focused value propositions. So diagnosis as an example, or encouraging patient compliance with the therapy, or encouraging patients to become more accountable for their own well-being are all possible with AI. But AI first has got to be able to prove itself sustainable economically,
Right.
before we get to that point.
Yeah. Appreciate your leadership in this area, John. Really do.
Thank you.
And to future success in future conferences, and I'm sure we'll sit down and do this again sometime.
With a cupful.
There we go. Thanks, John.